Just a quick one, guys, before we do get into today's video. We have dropped our August Liverpool t-shirt collection. We've got the Liverpool fans tees, along with the Liverpool Capital Trophies t-shirts. Do browse the new collection by going down into the link in the description, or going to copbikeclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, we're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of August, so if you haven't already hit the big red button, please consider doing so. And in return, we'll keep you on the straight and narrow with everything with regards to Liverpool Football Club this summer. Guys, in today's video, we're going to be discussing some huge Romeo Lavia to Liverpool news as the Southampton CEO has spoken out. We're also going to be discussing Liverpool's final pre-season friendly against Darmstadt, of course, which takes place tomorrow, so we'll provide you some team news and what to expect from the clash, etc, etc. And then we're going to be discussing or rounding up Liverpool's transfer business as we're a week away from the start of the Premier League season. Liverpool only have 2 players in through the door, so we are going to have a little discussion about that, and should we all be panicking? Well, as I said, we will discuss that in depth. But starting with the game tomorrow, as I said, Liverpool finished their sort of 2023-2024 pre-season against Darmstadt tomorrow, of course on British soil and England. However, it's not at Anfield. It's going to be played at Deepdale, which of course is Preston North End's stadium. Ahead of the clash, it does look like we've got a really full fit team. As I said last year, a massive problem was injuries. It seemed like every single video I was making, I was updating you on a player that was injured or newly injured and all the rest of it, and it was just a complete mess. But going into this campaign, it looks like everybody is fit and available. Of course, there was doubts with regards to Alexis McAllister, obviously hurting his knee in the last game, but Jurgen Klopp confirmed that it wasn't serious, so could or should play a part tomorrow. Thiago and Stefan Bichetch, I did say recently that they returned back to full first-team training, so now could be involved and play a little cameo in that game against Darmstadt to get match fitness. As I said, the both of them back in full first-team training. So it does look like everyone, Liverpool, have got a fully fit squad to select from, and it's a game that Liverpool really need to be putting in a decent performance in against, as I say, because things are starting to get real. I don't trust, or I don't judge pre-season that entirely. However, the sort of last game, you kind of want to see the sort of system working, if you like. And as I said, yeah, because Chelsea, it all gets real literally a week today. So hopefully a decent performance. We've seen some good things in pre-season so far. Great going forward. A bit fragile at the back, but as I say, hopefully we'll get a judge, and hopefully I'm sitting on here after the game reacting and saying it was a good win and a really, really convincing performance ahead of the Premier League season starting. Now, with regards to the sort of transfer news, as I touched upon, Liverpool only signing 2 players so far, and we're a week away. I keep saying a week away until the Premier League season starts. And obviously, it's been well documented that Liverpool had submitted in bids for players. They're massively, massively interested and do want Romeo Lavia this summer, and also want Andrea from Fluminense. Now, CEO, or the Southampton CEO, has came out and spoke on BBC Radio and basically said that they don't care about the sort of bids, and they're not going to undersell their players because they're in a great position financially. Basically, I'm going to quote what he said. He said, "We've got 30 plus players and we don't need 30 plus players. We're actually in a great position to make sure the finances balance out quite well, and you do get hit substantially being relegated. We can trim the squad, we can sell assets if that's what we want to do. We won't be selling assets on the cheap. That's why we stood firm on a few. We will develop a lot of players over the coming years, and there will be players who go on to join the top 4 clubs, but we won't be doing that at a cheap rate. We'll be doing that at the going rate." So basically, he has said that they're not saying yes, they don't care about the player situation. If the player is contracted to the club, they're not doing anybody favours, probably a dig towards Liverpool, and said that if they put a valuation on a player's head, then said club has to meet that valuation, which means Liverpool will likely have to pay £50 million to get Romeo Lavia this summer, or they won't get him. I think if Liverpool don't get him, then I think another club will snap him up. I think Liverpool should be paying it. As I said, the last offer was £41 million, including add-ons, and that was rejected. So, again, not being cheap, It's a week away from the Premier League season starting. I think this should have been done 2 weeks ago, and that sort of Jordan Henderson and Fabinho stuff was sort of lingering around. Romeo Lavia needed to be in the door 2 weeks ago, before Singapore. I heard Jurgen Klopp it was said, that wanted to have him on the plane to Singapore, and that's not been the case. Now we're a week away from the Premier League season starting. He won't be involved, of course, against Darmstadt tomorrow, so there is no betting in time for him. He'll have to hit the ground running if he was to become a Liverpool player, but as you can see there, the Southampton CEO is not, or Southampton as a club, aren't budging on player valuations because they have been relegated. And I agree with them. You know, young, talented player from great pedigree from Manchester City. You've just been relegated. Why? He was a standout player last year. He was fantastic. Southampton fans raved about him entirely. He was a player that was reportedly in a team that was finishing 20th, was getting sevens every single game, and Southampton fans actually came out and said they felt sorry for him because he was that good within their struggling team. So that's all you need to say, all you need to hear. But as I said, I think Liverpool need to start moving along and meeting valuations. If we're to hit £41 million and £50 million, they've added add-ons in there, then there's a middle ground somewhere. So they need to submit that next bid closer to their valuation and get the player in through the door and stop trying to save £2 or £3 million on a signing. It's stupid. It's so silly, and it's just going to not impact the squad in the correct way. Now, speaking about transfer business, as I spoke about Romeo Lavia there, provided you some huge news with regards to the Southampton CEO and what he has said with regards to it. Is it time to panic? Is our Liverpool prepared for the upcoming campaign? So many players going out of the door and only 2 players been brought in. Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister, great signings. But this was supposed to be a revolution. This was supposed to be a rebuild. And so far, 2 players is absolutely not a rebuild, considering how many players have actually went out through the door. The midfield seems bleak. There is no defensive midfielder there, and I can see a world where Joel Matip probably starts as a central defensive midfielder this season, like he did with Schalke. That's the situation that I think that Liverpool are in at the moment. And am I saying should we panic? Kind of, a little bit, I would say so. I think this week, if there's no more transfer business, if Liverpool aren't trying to land the 2 midfielders and pull the finger out, then yeah, I think it is time to panic a little bit, because they need players in through the door. They need players in through the door, and that's what they need this summer. That's what was promised at the start of the transfer window. And as I said, we're a week away from the start of the Premier League season against a Chelsea side that went under a rebuild. Theirs was a rebuild this summer. They've went for a rebuild. Shifting loads of dead wood, but bringing in quality additions. Now, this is what I'm saying. Liverpool haven't gone for a rebuild. They just had a normal transfer window as another club would. 2 players in through the door. But as I said, they need to start making moves this week. But there's no further update for you with regards to any players. Nothing. Romeo Lavia, yes, they want. But as you can see there, Southampton CEO doesn't want to sell him under the value. So unless Liverpool meet the £50 million valuation, we can say goodbye to that one. Andrea is apparently working on behind the scenes. But apart from that, that's it. Liverpool still need a defender. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. It is a bit of a mess. I don't know what to say. A week to go. And yeah, 2 players in through the door. But Liverpool fans, do let me know your thoughts on the situation. Are you panicking with regards to the sort of transfers being done so far this summer? How many players did the club actually need ahead of this Premier League season? And do you expect the club to go out and sign players before that game against Chelsea? Do you expect Lavia to be in the team by Chelsea? Yes or no? Let me know down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Remember, we do have brand new Liverpool t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to copyclothing.com. Thank you. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.